Hello, everyone watching. This is my three square. This is my final presentation for service learning about my time at Three Square. So, of course, on the left here we have the introduction, as of course the assignment information. And this is one of our assignments we've working throughout the whole semester, 3 to 5 hours of monthly community service. Uh, so I volunteered at Three Squared Food Bank. It, of course, as a food bank, just stores food and then distributes it out. One of their main programs is the backpack program, where they actually provide lunches to kids over the weekends so that they don't need to rely on schools in order to feed them. And of course, since they feed over 270,000 individuals. The community service selection, as I did the backpack program, but I also did some grocery scanning in order to put the donations they get from either from people or from businesses into their system so they know where to distribute it, where to put it, and how much they have. The reason I chose this organization was because I was familiar with it. I volunteered there a lot over the summer to build up my job credibility. It was also because there'd be a lot more people. I could have gone into a volunteering opportunity related to my career. However, I probably wouldn't experience more variety in the people I would meet and the experience I would see. So I chose this because of those two reasons. So moving on to the methods section. Of course, the community service. I worked for a grocery packing and backpack program. Ignore the spelling errors. I don't have much time to work on this. So yeah, of course, I went to the Three Square main building over on Nellis. Yeah, that way. Over the summer, I did go to the Methodist Church. However, there were not many opportunities to. That works my schedule. And of course, what I did was pack food in grocery bags, just like a set of apple juice, chips, sandwiches, and just put those in grocery bags that would then get put into bins to then places to order them. And then, of course, as part of this project, there was the news research, where we had to look at a variety of news articles and determine if they were helpful. So, of course, I had a total of 9 articles, 3 for each month, from the likes of CNN, Fox, Reason, Las Vegas Sun, like that. So, and a lot of them, I researched articles based around food insecurity and world hunger, and they have a lot of common themes I'll talk about. And then as for the media bias, as we know from our discussions, the media bias has been slightly liberal leaning, as we can see on this graph. These are 5 main news sources: Vox, CSN, Fox, Reason, and The Sun. There's a lot more to the left, and these are just popular news sources I found. So take it as you will. There are reasons for it. Anyway, moving on to my findings. I said articles that covered food insecurity. They discussed a lot about government regulations. One of them talked about Biden's plans to add more funding to food programs. There are also just rules in general. A lot of food waste. For example, majority of businesses throw out their food instead of donating it to a food bank and such. And of course, you have my personal findings from the community service. They had a common thing of helping others. A lot of people there were doing it just because it was the morally right thing to do. So, sorry about that. They were doing it because it helped people. It was just a way of helping those less fortunate, such as impoverished kids or homeless. Like I said, it's a community. These people want to help others in poverty and such. Moving on to my conclusion, the implications I've seen is that in order to end this issue of world hunger, there needs to be a lot of government intervention, preventing food waste, preventing poverty, and just making sure there's a better distribution of food, and of course wage differences, as if there were less poor people, they can actually afford the food to feed themselves. So there's a lot of issues such as the COVID response, with a lot of people homeless, but also just housing and economic changes, especially in third world countries. A lot of articles cover that. Like in Brazil, they keep trying to like feed themselves by farming themselves instead of just being able to pay for food. And of course, community, knowing people and helping each other. The farming community I mentioned, a lot of them are communal, so they can help each other. And of course, there are connections to having the future. There's chapter 17, which covers individual and community. Of course, like where do you put yourself inside the community when it comes to hunger? Where people need to like as we do here for 3 Square, just using our time to help others. So that is our individual actions being used to help the community. So there's also chapter 9, listening for difference. This mostly comes for the government intervention, as the government often does not look for these issues. It is not aimed to help them. And then chapter 5, power and authority. Once again, the government can do a lot more in order to end the poverty gap, to help food waste, along with businesses. Like 3 Square is a business designed to help people transport food, but that wouldn't be needed if we just had better authority that cared about its people. And of course, here are all the articles I covered, and the media's bias chart on here. And yeah, that is my whole poster presentation. I apologize for looking bare bones. I have been very rushed for time lately. I might make a better one.